Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
There, I can hear it. Awesome, awesome. Hey, we're so glad that you're with us here in this place. We're doing this series called Blessed. And we are trying to get our minds around the fact that blessings come in many ways, shapes, and forms. That God actually blesses us even in ways that sometimes we may not actually recognize right off the bat. When we think of blessings, what do we often think about? Materials, favorable circumstances. But we've been looking at how God blesses us with things such as needs, where we connect with other people and they actually help to bless us in our life. We think about the blessing of a burden and how God puts that on us so that He can utilize us to be a blessing to other people. And today we want to follow in line with that by looking at the blessing of opportunities. God blesses us with opportunities. You know, are you familiar with the phrase, boy, what a difference a day makes, or what a difference a week makes or a year makes? I've been thinking about that recently because Facebook, any Facebookers here in the crowd? Facebook has added this little level of remembering things that you go on your page on a given day and it says, you posted this 3 years ago, or remember this from 5 years ago. And what I've found is Facebook likes picking and making fun of me because it shows pictures of me when I was a lot thinner. And I don't know what the deal is there. Facebook, what do you got against me? You know, it's kind of like, hey, remember when you were skinny and now you're not? Or it looks at me and it says, hey, you posted this picture of your children and they were babies and they were cute and they were cuddly and snuggly and they wanted to do beautiful and wonderful things in snuggling, and now I've got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old and they're independent, and thank God for that. But my, what a difference a couple of years makes. You know, this week, what a difference 7 days makes. You think about it, we were in a different world this time last week. And now, because of the happenings in Paris, the world feels a little colder and a little scarier and a lot more dangerous, doesn't it? Time. Everything we do is marked by time, isn't it? By the steady march of it. Seconds leads to minutes, hours to days, to weeks, to years, to decades, on into centuries. Things change over time. The problem for us is that the clock is always running and we simply cannot stop its precipitous crawl toward the next tick of the clock. We lose our moments to the past. They become out of our reach and we can never regain that same moment, can we? Where have all the years gone? Some of us were muddling through a career, or we're trying to eke out a living. We're kind of just existing out of habit, aren't we, more than anything else? And maybe you're at that point where you're wondering, have I missed out on my chance to make a difference in this world? You know, in the Greek language, it has a couple of different words that mean time. The first is the one that we're all very familiar with. It's chronos. It means the chronology of days. It's governed by the Earth's rotation on its axis and its rotation around the sun. God's the one that ordained this measurement of days and weeks and seasons. When on the 4th day of creation, He spun the heavenly lights and He created days and years and months. We all know the effects of time, don't we? I mean, baby fat, we lose it. Well, some of us lose it. I haven't lost mine yet. But I'm looking for the day that I grow up and the baby fat goes away and I become a normal, healthy adult. But we know about wrinkles and we know about age spots and receding hairlines, don't we? They are visual reminders of chronos. But there's another word in the Greek language, the one that is used oftentimes in the New Testament. It is kairos. Kairos is an ancient Greek word that means the right or opportune moment, the supreme moment. In ancient Greek mythology, both Chronos and Kairos are individuals depicted by having wings on their heels and on their back. It's where we get the expression, time flies, right? And Chronos is viewed as a person with hair around his face Nothing on the top, nothing in the back. It's all forward, and it's all pointing forward. Kind of like if you miss the opportunity, you can seize a moment as it's coming, but once it's past, there's nothing to grab onto. In Christian terms, Kairos speaks more to specific God-ordained times. We've seen this throughout history where we understand that certain things happened in the right time or in their appointed season. Kairos is God's dimension. It's not marked by past or present or future. You know, when Jesus came, it was a fulfillment of promises past, a cosmic collision of the sacred coming into the secular. It was the intersection of the holy will of God and the stubborn ways of man. It was a perfect moment, a God moment, a Kairos moment. John the Baptist probably said it best in Mark chapter 1:15, that the time, the Kairos, was fulfilled and the kingdom of God was at hand. This godly Kairos moment pierced its way into creation at just the right time, slicing through Chronos with the cry of a baby in a manger. You know, the cross was another Kairos moment, wasn't it? Romans chapter 5 verse 6 says, "For while we were still helpless, at the right time, at the Kairos moment, Christ died for the ungodly." Kairos moments then and now allow us to get a glimpse of the other side. It's where we get the opportunity to peek around the corner into eternity, where we can actually glimpse to see how God works. Therefore, we should always live our days looking for these moments, those inexplicable times when God's will and His way intersect in our daily lives. Kairos is pregnant time. It's the time of possibility. Moments in our day, our week, our month, our year, or maybe our lifetime. Those moments that will come to define us. Therefore, it's a crossroads, isn't it? It's a divine opportunity where everything can be transformed. These moments are rarely neutral, and they always leave an impact on us and on others. From a ministry perspective, Chronos, or Kairos, is the time of God's activity. The time where we sense God is wanting to get our attention, where we anticipate that He may be up to something, and so we would be wise to pay attention and to follow His lead.